Hi everybody, welcome to Tech Growth Stocks channel. Today I present you a new episode. Specifically, I will give you 5 strong tech IPO stocks for 2021. So this is part 2 of the series, and today I give you 5 strong tech IPO stocks, and these stocks have excellent momentum and good growth as well. So I think it definitely pays to watch that video with me until the end and have a look at all of these stocks. So before I start right off with the first tech IPO stock, I have to make a short disclaimer. This video does not constitute financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only, so please consider that. And also one more quick note, please subscribe now to my channel with the link in the description below, so that going forward you do not miss any market leading stocks from me. So please subscribe now. Okay, so that was it for the intro. So let's start right off with the first tech IPO stock for 2021. And it is ZM, Zoom Video Communications. Here you can see the long-term chart of Zoom Video Communications. And as you can see, Zoom Video was a recent IPO in April 2019. After its IPO, it formed a nice IPO base here. It could break out of that IPO base in March 2020, form a nice and very strong uptrend since then. And in the short-term chart, you see as well, here recently we have been consolidating, like say, and moving sideways. So we had a period of pause in that uptrend here in Zoom Video, and we have been moving sideways now since around September 1st, 2020. And yeah, recently we traded off the lows, and I think at the moment we could have it's an attractive entry point for Zoom Video for going forward, especially when you consider the growth characteristics. You see that Zoom Video is a strong company. The growth characteristics are the EPS growth is very strong with 5,050%. The sales growth is also very good with 361%. And the relative strength rating is very good with 96. So from these growth characteristics, Zoom Video is definitely a very strong tech IPO stock. And as well, and also it's in a hot sector in the communication services space. And I think its video communication services are more in need than ever with that corona pandemic, and I think that will stay in the future. There will be less business travel and overall less traveling, and also more need for video communications. So I think Zoom Video can bank on that going forward. So I think it's looking here from an entry point perspective very attractive. Okay, so that was it for Zoom Video. Now let's have a look at the next strong tech IPO stock for 2021. And it is MRSN, Mersana Therapeutics. Here you can see the longer term chart of Mersana Therapeutics, and as you can see, Mersana was an IPO in June 2017. After its IPO, it formed a nice IPO base here, and it broke down in July 2018 from that IPO base and formed a very strong downtrend. And Mersana made its low around October 2019, reversed from that low and formed a very strong uptrend since then. The short-term chart, now we have been base building for quite some time in Mersana, and recently we came back strongly in Mersana here. But I think now it looks like we found a bottom here around, and now we just came off these bottoms here, or this bottom here. So I think we are still from an entry point perspective, I think soon that could be an attractive entry point for Mersana. Mersana's growth characteristics, the EPS growth is not the strongest, it's -7%, but the sales growth is very strong with 98%. And the relative strength rating is also very good with 92. And Mersana is in a hot sector in the biotech space. So I think Mersana is definitely a strong tech IPO stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for Mezana. Now let's have a look at the next strong tech IPO stock for 2021, and it is PTON, PTON Interactive. Here you can see the longer term chart of PTON, and as you can see, PTON has been an IPO in September 2019. After its IPO, it formed a nice IPO base here. Could break out of that IPO base around May 2020, forming a nice and very strong uptrend since then. The short-term chart, you see an uptrend. You can see as well, recently here we had a base, which is a period of pause in an uptrend, for instance. And yeah, we could break out of that base and trade strongly to the upside. And I think from a technical standpoint, PTON is looking excellent. And also one quick note, PTON is a holding in my tech momentum stock strategy, and I had strong performances with it. And also if you watch my channel, I covered it also in November when we are trading around these levels. So I mean, here you really can see the power of the stocks I am showing here on the channel. So it definitely pays if you subscribe to my channel and look from week to week at all of these strong stocks. And I think that could help you for yourself very much. Yeah, and PTON's growth characteristics are super strong. The EPS growth is very strong with 2,360%. The sales growth is also very strong with 202%. And the relative strength rating is very good with 96. So I think PTON is definitely a strong tech IPO stock for 2021. Okay, so that was it for PTON. Now let's have a look at the next. NET, Cloudflare. Here you can see the longer term chart of Cloudflare, and as you can see, Cloudflare has been an IPO in September 2019. So it's a quite young company, and after its IPO, it formed a nice IPO base here. Could break out of that IPO base around April 2020 and form a very strong uptrend since then. In the short-term chart, you see an uptrend here. In that uptrend here, we had a base, a period of pause in the uptrend, and then later we could break out of that base strongly to the upside. And since then, we have been trading higher and higher. And quite recently, we came back a little bit in Cloudflare, and now it looks like we are building a new base in Cloudflare. Cloudflare's growth characteristics: the EPS growth is not the strongest, it's minus 20%, but the sales growth is very strong with 51%, and the relative strength rating is also very good with 95. And Cloudflare is in a hot sector in the tech software sector, which has been a leading sector for quite some years now. So I think Cloudflare is definitely a strong tech IPO stock for 2021. And now I want to talk about one more thing. For instance, also here with Cloudflare, you can see I'm always telling the IPO dates from these stocks. Yeah, why do I do that? Yeah, because I always look out for young companies, and because in their first 10 years after their IPOs, this 95% of the super performance is happening in these stocks. So it definitely pays if you watch out for young companies with good growth characteristics, strong momentum on board, because they could have, they highly likely they are experiencing their high performance phases, and I think that could be very profitable. Okay, so these were the stocks for today, and I hope in this video are some nice tech IPO stocks which you can use for your research. And please subscribe now to my channel with a link in the description below, so that going forward you do not miss any market leading stocks from me. So please subscribe now. So thank you for watching that video, and I wish you good luck in trading for that exciting year 2021. And I think it will be an excellent year for stock trading with all that fiscal and monetary stimulus going on around the world from all these central banks and governments due to the corona pandemic. I think that will be a very strong stock year. So I think it's an exciting time for stock trading, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Cheers.